Humans are emotional beings. Even though we try to hide our emotions in a business environment, as project managers, we know that occasionally we run into situations where emotions get into the mix and it leads to personal conflicts and negatively affect our projects. In order to avoid or reduce the impact of these kind of situations, as project managers, we should practice emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing our emotions or pretend that we don't have them. Rather, it's about perceiving, using, understanding, and managing our emotions. There are 5 main components of emotional intelligence. First one is self-awareness. As the name suggests, this component is about how we are aware of our own emotions, moods, and how it affects others. To become self-aware, we need to be capable of monitoring ourselves, identifying the reactions to different situations. In example, what makes us angry, what makes us upset, or understanding our strengths and limitations. In example, how much stress or unknown we can deal with. Self-regulation is the next step after self-awareness. When we are aware of our own emotions, emotional intelligence requires us to regulate and manage those emotions. Sometimes this is about delaying the response we give so that we have enough time to process the information we received. Instead of just reacting to situations, we can formulate a proper response. Another component is motivation. Emotionally intelligent people are not motivated by external factors such as money, fame, or recognition. Instead, they have a passion for fulfilling their inner goals. People who are motivated internally are action-oriented and they always look for ways to do things better. Empathy component is about understanding how others are feeling, and it's crucial for emotional intelligence. As project managers, we need to understand the feeling of our team and if they have negative feelings toward the project so that we can help them get a better perspective. Last component is social skills, and it's about the ability of interacting well with others regardless of their personalities. People have different personalities, but we need to accept people as they are and build relationships and connections with them. Even though our emotions usually appear as one, always they have their doubles, one visible dominant emotion and one hidden emotion. In example, if John from your team has not finished his task and not responding to your calls, your reaction as a project manager, your dominant visible emotion is anger, but your hidden emotion is worry, because you're worried that you will miss the deadline of the project and client will be upset. People with emotional intelligence skills should identify these emotion doubles, both on themselves and on others, and act on them accordingly. One way to do that is to explain the actual hidden emotion to the person involved. In this case, instead of showing anger, we could explain to John that, John, you not completing the task on time make me worried because I'm afraid that we will miss the deadline and client will be upset. And you can be sure it will be much easier to find a solution. As another example, if John seems defensive, it may mean that he feels insecure in the organization and not taking initiative. It might be that you bring along junior and senior team members in a project and there is no synergy or empathy between them. As a project manager, it's our duty to understand this kind of emotion doubles and address it properly with our team before it adversely affects the projects. We should accept that every person is unique and complex. Even though categorizing people is really difficult, almost impossible, there are mainly 3 forces that might be playing a major part on an individual's behavior and how their well-being is affected. People who are driven by emotions are really hard to be in line with. Their moods usually follow a sinusoidal way with constant ups and downs. They feel good. When they feel good, everything can seem perfect to them. But if they are having a bad day, be prepared for a catastrophe. As a project manager, it's really a challenging task to manage this kind of people. Coaching may help, but you need to make sure that the person you're coaching is open to it. Otherwise, it will take your valuable time and the conversations will not go anywhere. Some people live their lives based on beliefs. This is not necessarily related to a religious belief. It can be a belief about themselves or about the project. These people usually form a belief and they get excited about it. They live in the extreme positive mood until they hit a wall or their belief becomes obsolete. At that point, their mood drops to the other extreme and they become negative, they become moody, even depressed. The cycle goes on when they form a new belief and they get pumped up about it. People who are driven by the facts are the people who are emotionally intelligent. They no longer form their opinions, or they don't no longer let their emotions or beliefs set their mood. Rather, they form their opinions based on facts. Of course, like everyone, they also experience ups and downs, but they always keep a balance in their well-being. As a project manager and as a person, we would like to be in that category, and we would like to help other people to be in that category as well. Kane Ramsey, in his core identity model, explains that many people describe themselves based on what they do. An example, I'm a footballer, I'm a software developer, or how they do things. I'm a good programmer, or I'm a perfect mom. In theory, this sounds acceptable, but if we describe ourselves in this way, and if we reach to a point that we can no longer do what we do, an example, I can no longer play football because of my knee injury, or how we see ourselves change, like I'm not a good programmer anymore, then our perception of ourselves degrades and this affects our well-being. Instead of this, we could consider our core values and align it with what we do and how we do things. It could be much easier to reach to an inner peace. An example, as a caring person, which is my core value, I would like to help creating new things by bringing different individuals together around the same goal. Hence, I'm a project manager. If we do that, then it can be much easier to be emotionally intelligent. And even though we change what we do, we change careers, or we change how we do things, it will not affect us because we always operate from that core values we believe in and we set for ourselves. Last part is about the cognitive distortions from CBT study. There are 15 different cognitive distortions you or your team might have, and these distortions can cause problems or affect your projects in a negative way. The list is long, but I would like to talk about just the important ones. Filtering is about people who magnify the negative details in every situation in a way that they lose sight of positives. Polarized thinking is about people who see things in binary, either black or white, and they don't allow any other colors in between to be present. They always think things in terms of being negative or positive. Catastrophizing is about people who always expect a disaster to happen, even there are no obvious indicators for it. Personalization is about people who believe that whatever is said or done by any other person is a personal attack to them. They always take things personally. Blaming is about people who always blame others in every situation, and they hold other people responsible for their well-being. They usually say, he or she made me feel bad, even though no one can make us feel anything. That feeling is how we attach certain emotions to people's words or actions. Emotional reasoning can be summed up by the statement, if I feel that way, it must be true. This is about people who have emotions driving their train, and those emotions can mislead them. Now you know about how the emotions are formed and the importance of emotional intelligence for project managers. I hope it will help you identify those emotions and it will help you deal with these hard situations better. Thank you, and feel free to share your opinion with me.